Microsoft, the giant behind Windows and Xbox, decided to buy a few more IPs after its initial purchase of Bethesda and a few more game studios as well. Microsoft has now acquired a few other game studios like Activision and Blizzard, which are big purchases. A lot of things are going to change about our favorite games with the new management. Let's dive into today's story and figure out all that's happened since Microsoft acquired Blizzard and Activision. Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard. Last week was indeed a big week for the video game industry. Microsoft made a deal that dwarfed its previous deals when it comes to the game business. It surprised the world with the acquisition of Activision and Blizzard for an unbelievable $68.7 billion. This news came after 2 months when Phil Spencer decided to address the sexual harassment fiasco over at Activision in addition to the discrimination scandal that was happening over at the company. Microsoft stated that it was looking into evaluating all aspects of its relationship with the company. As you can see, the scale of the buyout seems to be staggering to all of us. The buyout is currently in the initial stages, but as soon as it will finish, Microsoft will be given control of one of the biggest game series that the world has ever seen. Microsoft will be able to look over the careful development and production of big IPs such as World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and Overwatch. Microsoft might make some changes. We'll probably see some changes in our favorite games with new management under control of the studios. It's also possible that Microsoft will make sure to integrate a large number of older titles and games along with newer titles into its sales catalog. These titles will also be appearing in its premium membership, which is known as Microsoft Game Pass. Game Pass makes it possible for players to enjoy a large catalog of games for a cheap subscription price every month. This will allow users to now enjoy a host of games, such as titles from Activision and Blizzard, to be included in the Game Pass subscription service. Microsoft previously purchased Bethesda Studios for a fraction of what it's currently paying for the acquisition of Activision and Blizzard. After the official acquisition of Activision and Blizzard, Microsoft will become the third largest game company in regards to revenue in the world rankings. While it seems like the deal has been finalized as the news is being revealed to the public, it's still not a done deal. Activision and Blizzard seem to come with a lot of baggage on their hands, and Microsoft needs to address all of its problems before things can be finalized between the two gaming companies. Microsoft will definitely go through the process, and the general consensus is that it will. Then, Microsoft will be given the authority and the power to shake up the video game industry in multiple ways. Now let's take a look at what we know about the deal so far, and let's also take a look at how the video game industry is reacting towards the acquisition and the deal. Now, let's go over what we know about the deal. Currently, we have a few essential facts to look at in regards to the deal. The deal was made for a whopping $68.7 billion and is yet to be finalized between the two game companies. The deal will take a long process to be finalized, and it's been declared that the acquisition will be officially made in July of 2022 or July of 2023. Microsoft is looking at including Activision and Blizzard games to Game Pass. It's not decided if Microsoft is willing to take a bite out of Sony's current contracts with Activision. Microsoft stated that it is willing to honor the current contracts Activision had with Sony and won't be making the Call of Duty franchise an exclusive anytime soon. Despite all of this, it's pretty likely that Activision and Blizzard's future games won't be making a return to PlayStation. It was revealed to us after Microsoft bought Bethesda that Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6 will be an Xbox and PC exclusive. Bobby Kotick is the current CEO of Activision and Blizzard, but he might step down after the deal has been finalized. With all that figured out, we can't really say if the deal is a good thing or a bad thing. We hope Microsoft doesn't interfere a lot with the current developers and lets them do their own thing, doesn't try to take full control and nitpick the decisions of the developers over at the game studios. Next, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. There was a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission where they decided to reveal a bit more information. They decided to answer some basic questions about the impact that the buyout would have. The Exchange Commission stated that it will continue business as usual. Both companies will still operate independently until the deal has been finalized. They also stated that layoffs aren't going to be a thing and aren't anticipated. We still aren't sure what's going to be made of the CEO of Activision and Blizzard, who is Kotick. Kotick's status and the company's new positions are blurry, but we are sure they will be revealed with time. The Exchange Commission stated that Activision and Blizzard will report directly to Phil Spencer, who is currently the CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Now, let's talk about regulatory approval. The scope of the deal is huge, which means that it will be heavily scrutinized by the corresponding regulatory bodies, and approval doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a done deal. Despite all of these setbacks and hurdles, it seems very likely that the deal will be given the green light. There's a problem in regards to antitrust issues that generally arise with horizontal mergers, where a company looks to acquire a competitor. The merger generally makes to limit the competition in that particular market, but that's not all, as vertical mergers, where a company acquires a downstream company that opts to provide a different function, such as one of its suppliers, may also attract antitrust reviews. But there's a chance that the anti-competitive nature of the transaction is not as clear, and there's a better chance of passing review on this basis. The founder of Loop, Gene Munster, had predicted that there will be something similar in an interview on CNBC's Squawk Box program, and stated that there will obviously be some drama, but ultimately, the deal will be finalized and the acquisition will be made. Worries over at PlayStation and Sony. The people over at PlayStation have a few worries of their own. Call of Duty is a big franchise, and people purchase the video games released by them every year. There's a big chunk of profit that goes into Sony's pockets from these video games. Sony is worried that Microsoft will decide to make the Call of Duty franchise a PC and Xbox exclusive, and that means that Sony will be left out of the equation. Sony has been left out when it comes to Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6, as those games won't be coming to PlayStation anytime soon. They're going to be Xbox and PC exclusives. A few days after the deal was announced, Spencer decided to soothe the nerves of PlayStation and Sony. He announced that Microsoft doesn't have any immediate plans to make the Call of Duty franchise an exclusive and take it away from PlayStation. PlayStation probably heaved a sigh of relief after that announcement. Phil Spencer also stated that he had some good calls this week with some leaders over at Sony. He stated that he would be honoring all of the existing agreements upon the acquisition of Activision and Blizzard, and he desires that Call of Duty will continue to stay a part of PlayStation in addition to Xbox and PC. He said that Sony is also an important part of our industry, and we value our relationship. Hopes to bring old games back. Phil Spencer stated that he wanted to bring back a few games that he loved to play as a kid. A more pressing question for some of the old-timers that still play games was what direction Activision was going to take in regards to the classics over at Activision and Blizzard. On that front, we hope to get some positive news, and we're hoping that Microsoft will work with Activision to bring some good old classic video games back once the deal has been finalized. Phil Spencer is certainly on board with the idea, and he does have the resources to make it happen. We just hope they don't mess it up in regards to the graphical fidelity, the resolution and frame rate, and stay true to the old classics. And that's all we got for today's video. Make sure to leave a like if you like the video, dislike if you dislike it, and stay tuned for future videos by subscribing and turning notifications on. With that said, we bid you farewell. Goodbye, and have a great time.